Hey guys, I'm going to be discussing this crime case. I haven't done crime cases discussions in a long time. These are my theories, my opinions, my thoughts, my questions. Sometimes I pick up a lot of things other people don't pick up, and then there's other people that do. They have a lot of good ideas, a lot of good theories, a lot of good information out there. So if you're not familiar with the case, they have a lot of videos. I believe there's a movie about this. I'm not really sure. There's books on this topic. It's just a lot of stuff. And this case has been bugging me because it's unsolved. And, personally, it just pisses me off because this was a beautiful young child that deserved to live and deserved to have a full, happy life. And it was taken from her by something and somebody evil. So anyway, these are my questions, my thoughts on the unsolved murder of JonBenet Ramsey. And if you don't know about the case, like I said, you can look it up. They have so many different things, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about and discussing, because my mind is scrambling through a million things. And yeah, this is going to be part one. I'm going to have to break down the video in a few parts, but this is my opinions, my thoughts, things like that. Now, I don't have no evidence of nothing. I'm not law enforcement. Um, like I said, it's my opinion. So there's no evidence of nothing. Everything's been unsolved. Her mother passed away, a few years back. So even if she was guilty or something, she can't be charged of anything. But to me, it's just a mystery. Now, let's get started on this conversation. So, JonBenet Ramsey was a beautiful 6-year-old pageant queen, little girl. She was in pageants. Very beautiful little girl. She had a little brother named Burke, her mom and her father. They lived in Boulder, Colorado. If you have any, if you want to know more information about it and you want to know more about the story, just type in and look up JonBenet Ramsey. So this is what I'm going to talk about. This was weird, okay? They claim it was a kidnapping and just all this weird stuff. And it reminds me of the Charles Lindbergh case. Now, I'm the only person that thought of it, that the Charles Lindbergh case back in the days, I don't believe the boy was kidnapped, even though they executed a man, blaming him for the kidnapping of the murder of this little kid, things like that in the past. And I believe that it was a setup, it was staged, the father did it, etc., etc. That's my opinion. And then I found out later somebody else thought the same thing. So I don't know, but that was, I believe back in the 30s or 40s. But, it just reminds me of this case a little bit. But JonBenet Ramsey lived at home with her parents and her brother. And this was like Christmas night. Like it was going on the next morning on the 26th of December. And the mother claimed she woke up and found a 3-page ransom note on the steps. And it was just odd. Like a regular kidnapper would not write a 3-page ransom note. Now, the handwriting, it looks like how a female will write. That's just my opinion. I believe it was a female, just like the authorities thought of it, the FBI thought of it. They just can't prove it. But it looked like they try to disguise the handwriting. No matter how much you try to disguise something, it's still going to come out your handwriting, even though you make it sloppy or, and then the words that were spoken in the weird ransom note, sounded like phrases and words that she would say, even though she denied it and whatever, which was kind of odd. So anyway, the mother found the note and people noticed that she had the same clothes on the night before, makeup on her face. It was just odd. Now, my questions and my thoughts are, the night that this so-called murder happened, because they did find her body later, and I will explain that later, the neighbors heard a scream in the middle of the night, like late at night. I don't know what time it was. I believe it was like after 12 or something. Then they saw like a flashlight and lights being on and a lot of people pacing back and forth by the window, like the family itself. And the neighbors didn't think anything about it. They're like, okay, well, the parents are there, the brother, it's Christmas Eve, the Christmas Day night. They're not really sure. It just seemed odd to me. So the thing was, she was murdered. They found her body in the house. The father found it automatically, like he knew what room she was in, which is another odd thing. The police let people in, which contaminated the crime scene. Usually they're not supposed to do that. Usually I never heard of that before. That was kind of strange. It reminds me of way back in the days when the Lizzie Borden case happened. People were coming in and out of the house, or the Villisca axe murders. People were coming into the house and touching things, and you're not supposed to do that. So they could contaminate a crime scene. It was just a lot of odd behavior. But anyway, the mother called 911 and was panicking, huffing and puffing, all act like she's breathing fast, acting strange. Talk about her daughter's missing. There's a ransom note. She mentions the end of the letter, which just says Victory SBTC on the note, and, things like that. But then later on, they find out there's no fingerprints of her fingerprints on the note. So she could have wore gloves, or whoever wrote it could have wore gloves on their hands to prevent the fingerprints. So if she didn't have her fingerprints on that note, how did she see it unless all 3 pages were laid out on the steps? That's a good possibility too. But anyway, this is going to be part 1 of this case. I will discuss more about it. I don't want to make the video too long. But yeah, I'm just starting with the ransom note first, and then I'll get more into the topics. So if you have any questions or comments or your own theories on who you believe did it, and what do you think about the ideas, or maybe you noticed something that I didn't, leave the comments down below, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.